I've been a Transformers fan for almost since the beginning, believe it or not. More so that I became a fan because of the show. I didn't know much about the figures or the toys just yet. At that time, I didn't know about them at that time. I was just a fan of the show. My mom basically said because, in fact, I think it was 5 years old when it came out, that, because of the way we were, we had our lives, so like we didn't know where we were gonna, it was just kind of a situation to where you didn't trust what was going on outside, and sometimes moving here and there, you didn't know what to do. So she said that was one of the reasons she would put me in front of the TV when Transformers came on because it kept me busy, it kept me entertained. And it did. It really did. I mean, it was something that just blew my mind. I mean, I just enjoyed watching them every day. I was very hugely ecstatic when I saw the commercial for the movie. And for the original animated movie back in '86, I was like, oh, I gotta see this. But again, being, 7 years old, my family felt though I wouldn't be ready enough to be in the cinema or be, wherever it would be, to see it. So when the movie came out on VHS, we were one of the first to go to our local video store, which was called Neighborhood Video, and rent the movie. We reserved it, we rented it, we watched it. And according to my sisters, ever since the first time I've seen it constantly over 1,000,000,000,000 times, I guess, in my lifetime, because I know just about every scene and line in it, if you will. I'm just one of those kind of people. But yeah, I've been a fan of them for almost since the beginning. The other reason I got into the toys, I've always wanted the toys. Me and my cousin, who is about the same age as my second older sister, we always had a lot in common, especially with King Transformers. He always was able to get the figures that I've always wanted to get before I did. And I only got a few figures here and there. I think the ones that I can remember best were I got Grapple, I got Snarl. Let's see, who else did I get? I got Broadside, I believe, and then I also got Power Master Optimus Prime, which was heavily advertised. And, being a kid at that time, you didn't know that they actually had a cartoon or an anime or whatever you want to call it in Japan, a continuation with Power Master in there. But I just remember, I think it was my 8th or 9th birthday, getting that. I'm like, oh, this is so cool. Cool and everything. And now I hear it's been reissued, so I'm trying to probably want to get that down the line. Or try to at least get it down the line. But yeah, I was so happy when I got Power Master Prime. It was like, wow. It was my first Optimus Prime that I ever got. But, as years went on, I got older and everything. I was still into Transformers and everything. I still was. I just couldn't watch them as much as I used to. I remember when KBHK would air them on Saturdays. I remember I would look into TV Guide, and it would show, like, from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock, it would say 9 o'clock Transformers, and the next showing, if something else would be at 11. That usually told me it was the movie. And I remember one year we were living in Fremont, my mom said, okay, you behave this week, you do this and that, I'll let you record the movie. And I did. I was able to do that. I was able to record the movie when it came on. Of course, it was the edited broadcast version or syndicated version, so it wasn't what I had seen before, or later on I would really see when I got it on VHS and DVD as well. So yeah, I've always been a fan of them, but yeah, I've always been a fan. I remember living on my own, and even to this day, going out and trying to get some Transformer figures. I finally did get an Optimus Prime, even though it was a reissue. It was basically the same as it originally was. I got the 20th anniversary Masterpiece Edition, with the stand that has the quotes from the movie and all that. The 20th anniversary movie edition. I got a prototype prime from the 2007 movie, an action figure from the 2007 movie. So I got a lot of Transformers now. And that was one thing too. I was actually happy they were doing some live action films finally, and I was one of the first to see the first movie. And one thing I can say is I saw all three movies in the theaters, and I will see the fourth when it gets released. But yeah, I've always been a fan of Transformers. Always have been, always will be. And there's nothing really people can say about that. Nothing really people can go back and say, well, you've been a fan this long, how much longer are you going to be? And until Transformers ceases to exist, I'm always going to be a fan. That's the way I look at it. You can't tell me I'm never going to be. And I know I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people on YouTube, like Optibotimus, Ball Matrix, that review Transformer figures. TJ Omega, many others out there. So I'm always going to be a fan of these guys, and that's really all I can say. I'm always going to be a fan, and I'm hoping to go see. I'm hoping that whenever a BotCon comes close to where I live, I go to a BotCon, because that would be like finally coming full circle as a fan. So, and being a fan, I've collected like I said, bought the movie on VHS. I bought the entire series on DVD thanks to Rhino. I bought the movie's 20th anniversary at a midnight release in Walmart. Like the first week I was working at Walmart, I got it on a midnight release. I've bought all the live action films. I've gone and bought the Shout Factory release of Generation 1 series. I've bought the Japanese trilogy, the Japanese trilogy continuation or continuity connecting to G1. So I have a reproduction of the movie poster of 1986. So I am definitely a Transformer fan. There's no doubt about that. I have a T-shirt with Transformers on it that I think my sisters gave me. So I have a sweatshirt or a jacket, a hoodie, if you will, of Transformers 2007. So I'm a huge fan. I even have the comics, movie adaptations of '86, IDW, Marvel, you name it. So I'm definitely a fan, and I'm always going to be a fan, like I say, until they finally stop doing Transformers. And that's all I'm going to say. But to end this again, I've been a Transformers fan for almost 30 years now. Going to be 30 years, come either next year or 2014.